From the Watergate Building in Washington, this is Hotline TV. Now, here's Hotline editor, John Mercurio.
Happy Thursday, I'm Amy Walter.
And I'm John Mercurio. Florida Democrats decided on Sunday to tell the DNC that they support the state's January 29th presidential primary that Republicans forced on them. DNC Chairman Howard Dean has yet to ask for a ruler and a wrist, but he's undoubtedly going to punish the Sunshine State. Amy, is it possible the DNC will give the state a break? I mean, come on.
Come on, it's Florida. You know what? Poor Florida, they never get enough attention.
They
never get any attention. It's just so hard, you know, like they never get on the front page. It's hard for them to get candidates down there.
No.
Nobody pays attention to the issues that matter to them. So I think it's important for Florida to really flex their muscle here. Look, if you're a White House 08 candidate, you're one of the Democratic primary field, you're still going to play in Florida. The perception matters more than anything. So when it comes down to it, why am I pounding? It's scaring me.
It's very Chuck Todd.
When it comes down to it, am I, if I'm a Democratic candidate, really going to be thinking about my delegate count, or do I really want the momentum that comes from this, which undoubtedly will lead to the delegate count, which means I'll be ahead. For all the people who talk about, like, maybe we can have a brokered convention, the delegates are going to get split so many ways, we won't know who the nominee will be.
That is
I laugh.
CNN political research director Robert Yoon's wet dream, of course, is to have that delegate, that brokered convention. Yeah, look, I mean, Nancy Pelosi was down in Florida over the weekend, and she even, of all people, she was even starting to sort of talk fondly about the idea of holding a January 29th primary. Nobody who's down there, well, obviously the Florida primary is much earlier this year, so it plays a much more prominent role. But Democrats running are not just thinking about the delegate count, they're not just thinking about the primary, they're thinking about the general election, they're thinking about how it plays both in the primary and in the general election. It's a must-win state for the party in November. So look, I think ultimately Howard Dean has significantly less influence over this process than he thinks he does.
Well, and I think the reality is this: for all the talk about this process is out of control and nobody can rein it in, and it is true, the two-party chairmen really have absolutely no control over what these states are doing. At the same time, we know that this is a unique election in a unique time. And the fact is, if 4 years from now we have a pretty boring, you know, you have the sitting president running for re-election and an obvious front runner on their side, you're not going to see these states falling all over each other to get themselves first and foremost. So this is a unique election.
I would like to see, after this whole thing is over in November of 2008, a state-by-state breakdown of how many days these candidates
and how much money they spent.
Campaign in each of these states, and compare that to 2004 and 2000 and 1996. I guarantee you they'll have campaigned more frequently because of how early this whole process started. They'll have campaigned more frequently in New Hampshire, Iowa, South Carolina, Florida, California, New York, Chicago, whatever. There will have been more attention paid to all of these states.
Maybe that's a hotline project. Hello, interns.
Indeed. But for now, we're out of time for today. Join us tomorrow for another scintillating episode of Hotline TV. We'll see you then.